So hello students, welcome back to UPSC Mains PYQ series, and today we shall be starting questions from 2023 paper. Okay, the Geography Mains PYQs. So let's start. So this question is on southwest monsoon, a very common topic asked in UPSC. So just a second. The question is, what is southwest monsoon? Sorry, why is southwest monsoon called Purvaiya? That is easterly in Bhojpur region. Okay, and the second part is, how has this directional seasonal wind system influenced the cultural ethos of the region? So, to simplify the question, you must understand the meaning of few terms. For example, you are well aware about southwest monsoon. Okay, now the question is asking why it is called Purvaiya. So see, Purvaiya you can understand by this term Purva. Okay, so Purv means east direction. So that's why it is written also why it is called easterly. So why this question has been asked, because see, here we are saying it is southwest monsoon. Now in some regions it is also called easterly. So why this mismatch in the name of the direction? This is mainly the question is asking. And the question is asking about which region? It is the Bhojpur region. So first let's understand which region is basically called Bhojpur region. Okay, so see, these regions of UP, Bihar and some regions of Jharkhand, they are included under Bhojpur region. Also, the adjacent regions of Nepal are included in Bhojpur region. Okay, so basically it is asking why a southwest monsoon in Bhojpur region is called easterly. So southwest monsoon means this is the direction, and in this region they are called easterly. So we have to explain why this is the thing. Okay, so first of all, let's understand first part of the question. See, now I am drawing map of India in detail. So see, this is a rough map of India. Okay, and wait. Okay, so I will explain. Okay. So this is mainly the Bhojpur region in India. Okay, so now see, and this is not this. Equator will not be much nearer, but please consider that for example, this is equator. Okay, this is equator. So first, let us understand the mechanism of southwest monsoon. Okay. See, these are the trade winds. You know that, right? These are the trade winds. Now, as you know, because of Coriolis force, when these trade winds cross the equator, so they will be turned towards right. So that's why these are the direction of monsoonal winds. So they appear to be coming from southwest. That's why they are called southwest monsoonal winds. Okay. So these southwest monsoonal winds, because of the shape of Indian peninsula, so they will be bifurcated into two branches. So first branch will be the Arabian Sea branch, and second branch will be Bay of Bengal branch. Okay. This. Now, see, here are some mountains in Myanmar region, which are called Arakanuma mountain ranges. So these are Arakanuma mountain ranges. Now, when these monsoonal winds strike these ranges, so they again get diverted or bifurcated in two parts. So first part will go towards Meghalaya Plateau and second part will go towards northern states of India. So the part which goes here, So because of these winds only, we have highest rainfall, which is in Meghalaya, that is Cherrapunji. Okay, so here we have highest rainfall. Now the monsoonal winds, which now starts to move towards northern states, that is West Bengal, Bihar, UP, and they will go towards till Rajasthan. So now please look towards the direction of these winds. This is the Bhojpur region, and for these people, the people living in these region, so for them the winds are appear to be coming from the eastern direction. So that's why these monsoonal winds, which started from southwest, now they appear to be coming from eastern direction. So that's why they are called easterly or Purvaiya, because they appear to be coming from Purva, that is east direction. Okay, so now I think you understood the first part of the question, that in Bhojpur region why they are called Purvaiya. Okay, now let's understand the second part of the question. Second part is asking, how has this directional seasonal wind system influenced the cultural ethos of the region? So first of all, you must know what all things you can include in cultural ethos. So culture is nothing but your way of living, right? Your lifestyle, or what all festivals you celebrate, or what all crops you grow, or what type of houses you build, or type of folk songs or folk dances. So these are included in culture or society. You already read these kind of things in Indian art and culture. So now we have to relate these things with a geographical concept, that how this arrival of monsoon is impacting these all things. Okay, so let's discuss now. Now we have to discuss about cultural ethos. So see, a lot many things you can include here. I am just explaining to give you an idea. Then you can include the examples and more points from your side also. Okay, so very basic things I will be discussing. For example, first of all, we can discuss about the agriculture itself, because since we are talking about monsoon. So see, many crops are grown with the arrival of monsoon only. What we call those crops, these are the Kharif crops, which are grown in monsoon season. Okay, so Kharif crops, example you can give of rice, because rice need a lot of water. So arrival of monsoon is very good period, to grow rice. So again, you can give examples of other crops also. Second, you can discuss about the types of festivals which are celebrated in Bhojpur region. So festivals especially related to agriculture only, because since we are talking about the arrival of monsoon, so various agricultural related activities will be going on. So festivals, you can talk about Tej, you can talk about Sawan. These all festivals are related to welcome the arrival of monsoon only. Okay, so many other festivals also you can include. Now, third, we can talk about the folk songs and folk dances. So see here. This is very good integration of what you already read in art and culture, and now you have to integrate that concept with a geographical thing. So here you can discuss about folk songs and dances. See, I will show you. For example, wait, I will explain here. See, one of the very famous folk song in Bhojpur region is Birha. So Birha, it is basically related to, the separation from the loved ones. Birha is related to separation from loved ones. So in this song, the monsoon is considered as a messenger, as a carrier of the message to the loved ones. Okay, so in this way, the use of monsoon or monsoonal winds is done. A second very good example, we can discuss about a second famous song is Kajri. So see, here you can relate monsoon in this way. See, Kajri is related to Kajal. Kajal, which is black in color. And what are black in color? Black in color are the rain-bearing clouds. So in this way, monsoon is related in Kajri also. Okay, so you can give any other example also. These were the actually Birha is very famous folk song in Bhojpur region. So you can give other examples also. Okay, so we discussed about the folk songs and dances. Fourth, obviously you can discuss about the way of living or the type of architecture. Because see, Bhojpur region receives a lot of rainfall from monsoonal winds. So to adapt to heavy rainfall, the roofs are sloping. The houses have sloping roofs so that no water can be accumulated. This. Okay. Also, you can talk about the food style, the cuisines. There. Some of you might have heard about a very famous dish. In Hindi, we call it pua. Or you can call it sweet pancakes also. They are brownish in color. So special in many festivals, mostly in agricultural festival, this pua is made, or sweet pancakes you can call it. So see, we have discussed 5 points, and in all the 5 points, the monsoonal winds, the rain bearing clouds, the monsoon itself, you can really interchangeably use that name, and in all the 5 points you can describe in detail. Okay, so in this way we can say that monsoonal winds are related to cultural ethos in the Bhojpur region. Okay, so we addressed both the parts of question, that is why they are called Purvaiya and how they are related to cultural ethos of the region. So now please pause the video for 7 minutes, write your answer, and then we shall be discussing the detailed answer. So I hope you all are writing the answers in given 7 minutes, because if anyone is writing answers from day 1, then I am hoping that you might have improved your way of answer writing a lot. So please don't leave this habit. Please write the answer in given 7 minutes, and when I shall be discussing the answer, so you might get the new points also, because see, I am not discussing every point in detail. I am just giving you an idea. So please write your answer so that you can add many points in your notes itself. Okay, so let's discuss. See, so already we know what is southwest monsoon, so no need to describe that. Okay, so you can directly start with the reason that why these winds are called Purvaiya in Bhojpur region. So see, I made a map and I highlighted Bhojpur region there. So in every geography answer, you have to provide the maps, whether or not it is very suitable in the answer, but you have to make the map. So you can simply make a map of Bhojpur region, and you can detail your answer in this way, so that even if you don't have a lot of time to write answer in detail, everything can be understood through map. Okay, so these kinds of maps should be there in your answer. So starting with the reason, so it is also saying the same thing, that these monsoon winds are characterized by prevailing winds, which bring moisture laden air from southwest. So which we have already discussed, that these are the southwest winds. Now, when they are bifurcated, because of the shape of Indian peninsula, they are again bifurcated because of the Arakan Yuma ranges. So this is being described in this para. Okay, first they are bifurcated here, then they will be bifurcated here. So this is being said. So because of this, they appear to be coming from eastern direction. So they called Purvaiya. Locally, Purv means east. So these easterlies are called Purvaiya. Okay. Now influence on cultural ethos. So see, as we already discussed for agriculture, okay, the arrival of Purvaiya heralds kharif sowing, especially paddy cultivation. Other kharif crops also you can add. Coming to the festivals, so here I have added Tej and Sawan, which I described also. You can add other festivals also. For example, Nang Panchami also you can add. Because in various places, the arrival of snake is related to the arrival of monsoon, so it is considered auspicious. So Nang Panchami festival also you can add. Third, about the folk songs and music. So I think Kajri and Birha we already discussed. Okay, so you can describe in detail as we discussed before. Now coming to architecture and lifestyle. So see, about the sloping roofs we already discussed, right? That so that the water do not accumulate, the houses have sloping roofs. So see, now houses have sloping roofs, so water will get collected near ground surface. Okay, so because of this, water harvesting practices also got started. So here people can accumulate water and can save for summer season. So water harvesting practices also started with arrival of monsoon. Now about the cuisine. So I think we already discussed about cuisine also, this sweet pancake thing. Or in your region, if other cuisines or other dishes are being made in the festival, so you can add those also, other dishes also. Now conclusion. So basically in conclusion, you can write this thing, that it's not only a geographical event, but it is integral part of region's cultural fabric and way of life. Because this only we are discussing in overall answer. First we described it how it is a geographical thing, okay, and then we related the geographical thing with the cultural ethos of that region. So the same thing we summarized in the conclusion. So I think this was easy only. Just you have to explain the question. You have to simplify the question. Then you can write these simple things. Okay. So I think that's it for this question. Thank you.